spend 3 or 4 months in Asheville and you want someone else leveraging your real estate business, or you want to have passive income coming in from other sources in order for you to be able to live the life you want to live. You guys, I love it. I love all these wins, and I love it that you're thinking differently. Selling real estate is just the vehicle by which to build your long-term wealth. And if we all start thinking that way and continue thinking that way, in a lot of ways, that's the why that'll help us get up and get out of bed and get here in the morning. I want to talk, speaking of discipline, I've asked Matt to come on and tell us a little bit of his story. Hey, Matt. So for those of you that weren't here yesterday, Matt talked about the fact that in the last 5 months, he's lost how much weight?
Good morning, everybody. Yes, almost 80 pounds.
Almost 80 pounds. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been trying to learn lose the same 20 pounds for the last 2 years, and it just keeps sticking to me, right? Yeah. Either that, or I haven't developed any discipline in my life in that area of physicality. And so that's why that 20 pounds keeps sticking to me. Either way, what I want to ask Matt is to, on this call this morning, really just talk to us a little bit about and share what you want to share. Please only share what you want to share. But what was the driving force behind that? And how did you create the disciplines around that in order to lose 80 pounds in 5 months, Matt?
Well, just like you guys, I mean, whether it's weight or it's our business or whatever our goal is, it is sometimes a little tougher than we think. Like, we think that it's going to be really hard to do. I thought it was going to be really hard to lose this weight that I put on for the last 25 years. I mean, I haven't been to a gym since I was 18. So yeah, I kind of let it go, and I let it go real long. So I was like, well, I don't know if I even have a shot of losing weight because it's going to be this massive amount of work. So I heard this Zig Ziglar at one time about him talking about weight loss. And he said, look, even if you lost a pound a month, if you just kept going for, 2 or 3 or 4 years, losing a pound a month, you would eventually reach your goal. And the book of Atomic Habits really hit home for me about 3 or 4 months ago when Becky was doing that as one of her book clubs. And that book talked about just those little tiny increments every day. So we talked about yesterday that 1% more every day with the consistency, with the focus on it, is kind of where I started. So I said, look, this is easy if I just do it a little at a time. So I set my goal, which was 175. I'm currently at 191. And so I set a big enough goal that I had a lot to reach for, because I was at 280 or 277, somewhere in there. And I was concerned about my health. My family was concerned. My kids were concerned. But more importantly, I kind of had a selfish reason. I just wanted to see my toes. I mean, I had this belly like Santa Claus. And I was like so vain. I'm like, I really don't care that this is my goal and my reason for it. But I just want to see my toes again. It's been 25 years. So I made that goal to lose the weight. And what I'll say is this is, first, you got to have the goal. Plus, you got to have the reasoning to be gentle on yourself. I really just take it one tiny day at a time. I wake up every day and just say, look, what can I do today to cut the calories and increase a little bit of my exercise and get creative with that, whether it's biking, running, walking, swimming, whatever I do to make it creative. So finding ways to do a little bit every day, and then not being so hard on myself if I don't hit that goal. Maybe I don't go down a little every week, being gentle on myself and just saying, it's okay. I can get back on track tomorrow and I can just start over again. Like, I just reset every day. So if I messed up on one meal, I'm just going to start the next morning and be clean with my meal and stay focused on what I want to do. But, you know, this is probably the first time that I've been able to conquer something personally that has to do with me. So I say start there with yourselves if you are struggling with the other stuff, because you feel more empowered when you can get yourself under control. And it's a lot more, you feel the effects more, and you also, that spills over into the other stuff. Like now I feel like I can conquer those business goals. I feel like I can conquer the education goals or whatever I want to do. So don't be hard on yourself. If you mess up on a meal, the next meal, you're just doing it the right way. And I find that if you just auto correct yourself consistently, the key word is consistency. And like today, I'm getting creative for the first time. I said, well, I normally drive to work, which is wonderful because I love my new car. Well, it's not new, but you know, I got a different car. And I am going to bike to work today. So this yeah,
Awesome.
it's a first. It's 5 miles of biking, but I think I can handle it. And I think I'm going to enjoy adding that extra exercise in without having to quote exercise and sit there and do a session. And that'll allow me to keep my weight under control today, so I can eat sensibly and know that I'm probably going to lose a teeny bit of weight by that little extra 1%, right? We talked about what's that 1% more I can do today. So conquer yourself first, and then the other goals will be a whole lot easier. But we all have so many things we're, you know, have in our plates that we want to take care of. So this is just one of the many goals that I have, but it feels good to be able to move in the right direction and have that momentum.
Matt,
Well,
thank
kudos.
you. Yes, Janet, right? You guys, let's give Matt, like, it's unbelievable. So I have a couple of questions in the few minutes we have left. Okay. This is why I ask, of course, I always, first of all, the reason I asked Matt to speak is I want to honor Matt, because I met Matt before he began on this journey. And I want to let Matt know in front of everybody that this journey that he has taken around his weight loss has, what he's learned in this journey, I see it moving through the rest of his life. Spiritually, he's growing. And I mean, I would say that maybe 2 years ago, you remember yesterday I gave you guys that list: physical, financial, spiritual, social. Just from this weight loss journey, I bet, Matt, that if you were to rate yourself 2 years ago compared to today, in every one of those aspects, the meter has moved toward the 10 because of the disciplines you've created around weight loss. Is that a fair statement?
I agree. Like I said, you begin feeling, when you tackle yourself personally, you begin feeling it in the other parts of your life. So definitely, I mean, that's the best place to start, whether it's waking up at a set time every day, whether it's doing a certain routine or having a certain breakfast, or meeting a certain person every morning to check in, or whatever it is. Having that routine is going to give you that confidence towards the momentum of your life. So yeah, it has. I'm grateful that I'm able to do this. I know this is a lifelong journey. This isn't just me losing the weight right now. So I'm taking it as a lifelong goal, which makes it even more interesting and meaningful, because most of our goals have some sort of a shorter time limit, like a year, right? So obviously I have that short-term goal, but I know that this really has to be my entire life if I want to live 80, 90, 100 years old. So, you know, you can see the benefits of what you're doing. And so whatever you're on, guys, I mean, I'm not the first person to lose weight. And certainly I'm going to have to keep it off and maintain it. So, you know, but keep your heads up and just, you know, keep grinding away at that. Consistency is what I have found is my secret to success. Consistency daily. And
oh my goodness.
My wife
do we talk about consistency in our business?
My wife may call me an old man because it is kind of like consistent, but you know, I have my oatmeal every morning and I do these certain things, but I thrive on that consistency and I try to keep it hip. You know what I mean? A little
I do.
try not to be an old guy, but keep it hip and be consistent with it. But yeah, now I want to do it in the rest of my business for 2022. So as you're making your goals for next year, just remember you can't get anywhere without at least giving yourself that 2 or 3 months of time to be consistent with something. So I know we're getting ready to do those 2022 goals, but yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate you highlighting me. It's an honor to be here with you guys and an honor to keep coaching with Becky. So
awesome, Matt, I can't wait to see you. You and I are at 9 o'clock, right? So Finnig team says, Matt, you're such an inspiration. You're amazing. Keep it up. Love the idea of you riding your bike to work today. And I can tell you right now, if that's Amanda talking, she's got a gym on her back porch and she works out every day and gets her body and mind right for her calls that she makes every day. Janice says, congratulations, Matt. The Finnig team says motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Guys, the reason I asked Matt to speak, I'm sure it's pretty obvious, is because this is exactly parallel to your business. One, you start with a big why. I want to see my toes. My kids want me to get healthy. My wife wants me to get healthy. They're worried about me. Two, you create a plan and you stick to it. You stick to the specific plan. You get a trainer. I know Matt got a trainer, so you get a coach. That's the third thing. You get a coach, right? Fourth, you keep to your plan even when you don't feel like it. And yes, you're going to mess up, but tomorrow is a new day. And you give yourself some grace and you just keep at it and you keep at it. And number five, you don't get creative until you master the basics and you see results. And so Matt, for 5 months, worked out. He probably, I know for a fact, for the first 3 or 4 months, he did exactly what his trainer said. He did it, every time. It got boring, but now he's getting a little bit more creative with it because he's built what? He's built a habit. This is why top CEOs say that building consistency and building a exercise program and staying in shape bleeds over into the rest of your life, because once your mind gets wrapped around that discipline of your physicality, it bleeds over into every other area of your life. And I love that, Matt. Matt, thank you so much for sharing. I hope this has been helpful to you all today. But here's the number one thing. If you get off this call and you don't go work your plan, you just wasted your time. So get off this call. Don't jump on email. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't jump on Facebook. Don't do it. Don't jump on Instagram. Don't do it. Go work your plan, make your calls, reach out to your people, and go get your business going and jump started for 2022. Love all of you. I will see you here tomorrow morning. Bye. Matt, I'll see you in a second.